welcome to Joy Agenda with me, Jay Lafferty, and our brand new host for the pod, Hannah Campbell!
Hello! Listen, wow, that was so smooth. We're so good at this.
smooth.
Hello! It is so lovely and exciting to be here. I'm very excited to be on the Joy Agenda, this series.
Yes. We're making a couple of changes. So obviously, first big change, Amelia has left us and we're very sad about it, but it's a great chance to kind of revamp the pod and make some changes. So Hannah and I have been working really hard down in the content mines.
Yes.
Just getting ourselves like, what do we want the new Joy Agenda to look like? So we're now going to create Joy Agenda, the series.
Very exciting.
So there's going to be a couple of changes.
Yes.
First of all, we'll chat about changes to the format of the podcast. So we're bringing back some fun bits. Like we're still going to have our guests.
Yeah, we're still going to have our guests every week.
We're still going to have Jay's Joy Killers. And Jay's Joy Killers is going to be joined by
Our new segment, which is called Hannah's Headlines. So cool.
Do you want to explain what Hannah's headlines are?
Basically, every week I'm going to bring in a news story that I've seen, or a bit of content, or something in the media, something that's brought me joy, or I think is funny to talk about, and I'll bring it in and we'll have a chat with our guests about it. So that's the idea. So I'll bring in something different each week.
Something different, yeah. And so that's going to replace joyful content.
Yes.
And one of the main reasons for that, as our diligent podcast listeners will know, is that every week Amelia and I would say, oh, we're going to put the content up, and every week we'd forget. So
we've amalgamated it into Hannah's Headlines.
Headlines.
A little bit of joyful. It'll be the joyful content, but it'll be a bit more topical. What's happening? So yes, that'll be exciting.
It'll be so good.
Yeah.
But one of the other big changes that we're going to do is that the podcast is going to go to fortnightly.
Yes.
Now, I know you're all like, oh no, we wanted our weekly Monday joyful injections.
Yeah.
Do not fear. This is why we're calling it Joy Agenda, the series, because we're going to be putting the podcast records onto YouTube. So we're going to have a Joy Agenda YouTube.
We are YouTubers now.
We're going to be YouTubers. On the weeks that we are not doing our podcast, we're going to have a mix of things going out.
Yeah, we're still going to be bringing you content.
Yeah, there's still going to be something dropping every Monday. But some of it might be on Instagram, some of it might be on YouTube. Well, it'll all be on YouTube, and we'll kind of update you on Instagram about what's happening that week.
Yes.
But we're going to have sketches. So Hannah and I have some sketch ideas. We're also going to bring back what was formerly Amelia's Sober Highs. Which for people who have been listening to the podcast since the very beginning was when Amelia and I would go out and try and do something joyful that we'd never done before, to try and get that little buzz, that little high buzz that that you can get from doing something for the first time, or doing something that you didn't expect to enjoy and you did. So we're going to be doing what we're calling joyful journeys.
Joyful journeys, which I'm very excited about. I think we've got some good ideas that I'm very excited to do. I think this is going to be fun. Probably slightly chaotic, but it's going to be great.
Lots of chaotic energy. We're also going to bring you some backroom antics from the comedy clubs.
Yes.
So we're going to be doing little interviews with guests who we maybe can't organise in time to have them come on for a full pod, but we'll maybe just grab them, ask them about their joy.
Harass them backstage. And you guys will get to see that.
Yeah, a little bit. So you might see some lives popping up, some live content, and also some recorded content that isn't going out as a podcast, but will be going out on the YouTube channel and via Instagram and TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all very exciting.
It's really exciting.
I'm very excited to be here, to become part of it, and yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah. And we're also doing things like we're going to create some extra content for our Patreon for when we get that up and off the ground, which will probably wait a few months, maybe a 2025 little thing that we're going to have going on. But we've decided, so the last time that Amelia and I were doing this, we were asking the same question all the time, which was, about the best advice that you'd ever been given, which was great. And those of you who have just listened to the few weeks of bonus episodes will have heard all that extra content. But we're going to be creating more extra content with a variety of questions.
Yes.
So I thought that we should maybe start, this little mini pod that we're doing today with the Joy Agenda series update. And I thought I might ask you one of the questions that we might be asking.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to go for one, and I don't know if you've even seen this question, so I'm going to give it to you the same way that we do to guests, where we just spring it on them.
Spring on them. They have no idea what's coming. Okay.
If there was no chance of you failing, so if failure was not an option, was not something that was going to happen, you were definitely going to succeed, what would you do?
Oh, that is a good question. Oh, so many things pop to mind. Some good, some bad. So I suppose, I don't know why in my mind, the first thing I went to, I was like, I could just rob a bank. Then peace sorted for life. That's terrible. Am I an awful person? But if, then just have a bit of cash in the bank.
Bit of cash?
Yeah, a bit of cash.
Just rob and get away with the bank. How much would you be going for, though? Like, are we talking like Fort Knox? Are we talking...
I'm talking money heist. Like, no, surely, maybe we're somewhere with like, money's quite heavy, so maybe some jewels or something. Yeah, just to sort me out, maybe.
It's saw you as like the diamond heister.
Honestly, me neither. I don't know why that was the first thing that popped into my head. I've no idea. If there's any therapists watching, let me know what that means. Or maybe, maybe if we don't go down the criminal lifestyle, I suppose maybe something like just like the 100 meters. Imagine just me rocking up at the Olympics, just with the men. With the men's 100 meters. And I'm just
smashing right past them.
Yeah.
That's like that guy. Did you watch the Olympics this year?
Yeah.
The guy that turned up for the shooting, who'd had serious energy of, she's taking the wains away from us.
He's like, I'm a hitman, and this is just, I do this on the side. Turned up, no protective gear. Side, got like a silver medal.
Has a pair of jeans on and stuff like that. Everybody else has got their fancy guns coming out of their fancy cases. He had something that looked like he dredged out a loch. Do you know what I mean?
That was, I tell you what, the Olympics was, between that and ray gun, it was quite the Olympics.
I feel poor Reagan.
I know.
I honestly, she's like, Australia are never going to forgive her.
No, they're not. I think, I'm
surprised they didn't wheel her out for Prince or King Charles and Queen Camilla. Can't get used to that. King Charles and Queen Camilla and coming out. I'm surprised that Reagan wasn't there to greet them.
Your Majesty.
Doing the kangaroo.
Oh my God.
So good. I
what
would
about
probably
you?
do. Well, I was thinking, I've always wanted to win an Oscar.
Yes.
So an Oscar. So I'd need, if I couldn't fail, I'd be in like some amazing role, something good, something juicy.
And you going for Best Actress?
Best Actress.
Yeah. None of this supporting bullshit.
None of this supporting bullshit.
Best
I'm not
actress.
interested in your cinematography.
No.
Best Director. Nah.
None of this costume design bullshit.
Nah. None of the ones that don't actually you don't get to see the speeches.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Televised.
That would really annoy me. You know, like Best Animation, and they don't get you. It's just like, here's ones we gave out earlier.
I remember when I was way back in the day when I was a waitress. When I was at uni, and it was quite a high-end restaurant, and we had this group of guys come in, and they had champagne and they were celebrating, and I was like, "Oh, what are you celebrating?" And the guy was like, "I've just won an Oscar," and I was like 18 at the time, and I was kind of like, I didn't see you on TV. And he was like, "Oh, well, they don't televise one. It's one of the shit ones, like this, whatever." And yeah, they had won this Oscar, but it just wasn't on TV. And I was like, "Imagine being an Oscar winner and nobody knows who you are."
Because also, if you're at that level, because I have had friends nominated for Oscars.
Wow.
In the categories, I've had friends nominated for the good Oscars as well. I've got a lot of friends, you know. But I remember having a friend who had been the animation that they'd worked on was nominated, and I think actually won.
Wow.
But they only offered to fly out like the main person, not
Right.
like the whole
They would-
team. So you would have to pay for yourself to go to the Oscars, which
seems-
then makes it a bit like the Scottish Variety Awards. Do you know what I mean? When you're like, oh, who's won Best Comic at the Scottish Variety Awards? Whoever's agent had enough money left over from the Fringe to buy a table at the Scottish Variety Awards.
Yeah.
I myself have also been nominated for a Scottish Variety Award, but I didn't win because I only took my ma. I didn't take a full table to the
Just took
Scottish
one, 'cause you're like,
and
I'm
I
no
knew
paying.
that I hadn't won. Do you know why? Because it was supposed to be the second award given out, and they moved it to later in the night, and I knew that Daniel Sloss was recording a special and wouldn't be there till later, and I was like, well, clearly Daniel's won Scottish Variety Comedian.
What a knife! Just like won't tell you.
Yeah,
What
so I just got drunk
strategically-
and I watched what's her name, Subo. Subo was the
there.
entertainment, and she forgot the words to the song.
Oh, Subo! Oh,
But it was brilliant because she just did it in total Subo fashion. She's belting it out, right? But a big hitter. It was I Dreamed a Dream.
Oh.
And halfway through, she forgot the words and she went, hey, 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 hey. Come on, everybody. And then she went, hams tis all. And I was like, Subo, you are a goddamn stone cold legend.
So she's forgetting the words. You're getting drunk.
I'm
Your
getting
mum's like,
drunk.
"What have you brought me to?"
My mum's like, why are we not winning anything? This is not going to do well at the family WhatsApp chat. When I'm like, oh, I should have won.
That's brilliant. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, so an Oscar. Yeah.
An
okay.
Oscar. If I couldn't
Yeah,
lose,
that's a good one.
if I couldn't lose, I would be an Oscar award winning actress, and I wouldn't like, as producer Ewan knows, I would have no care for the timing.
They play you off, and you just
They
be like,
could
"I'm
play
keeping
me
going."
off. They were going to have to wrestle me off. They're going to have to bring Dwayne the Rock Johnson in to get me. I'm thanking everybody.
Yeah.
I'm thanking like my primary 2 teacher. Go, if it wasn't for you, Mrs. Black, peace
So,
out.
yeah,
Like,
they'll bring Will Smith off. He'll slap you, get you
I-
off, and you'll be like, "Well, no."
listen,
Let me have my
I'm
moment.
from Greenock. If Will comes anywhere near me, he's not getting close enough for a slap. He's getting a kick to the Ging Gang
And I think
Ghoulies.
the Oscar quite heavy, so could be used as a weapon
Could be used
potentially.
as a weapon as well. Why has nobody thought of that? I would be like, I'd put Gwyneth Paltrow to shame, but I wouldn't Greek because that's weak.
Yeah. You gotta have some. I'm not crying.
No
but I am doing
crying
a
at the
25-minute
Oscars.
acceptance speech.
25 minutes. I would get an Oscar for the
For
best
your-
Oscar horror speech.
Best one. So good.
Although I am terrible because when I won an award that I didn't pay for, I got up on stage and I was thanking everybody, and I started thanking people who had been in the same category as me, you know, and like,
Oh, yeah.
and the other women, the other female comics. It was great to see so many female comics being nominated, and I came off and realised I hadn't thanked my husband.
Too busy. Make sure everyone knows that you're a feminist and thanks the women, and then
Yeah,
shit.
and let me tell you, that was 6 years ago, and it still gets brought up.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine.
Mind when you never thanked me?
You're like, oh yeah, but I was too busy just trying to make everybody seem. No, I was really cool and
no, I was
thanking
cool,
everybody.
and I was thinking about other women and
Yeah.
and bigging up the gender and all that sort of stuff, and then look like a total arsehole.
I don't think I've ever had to do an acceptance speech before. You know what? I'm trying to think of anything that I've actually. You know what I did one? I won part timer of the year at a hotel that I worked at in high school.
Part timer of the
Part-timer
year.
of the year.
That's like a backhanded compliment.
I know, right? So, but no, there was full-time staff and there was part-time staff, and that is, I can't really think. I've been nominated for a few things, never won. So,
What did you get for part timer of the year?
You know what? I was like 17, and we got a trophy, and we got a 3-course lunch at the restaurant
That you worked in?
yeah.
Oh, for God's sake.
With wine included. So me and my friend went down and we just got absolutely wasted. We were like 16, 17, and the person at work and was just like, here's the keys, lock up when you're done. So we just got absolutely wasted. It was great. So yeah, but I
love
never
it.
didn't expect sex and speech for that. So yeah.
Producer Ewan, have you ever won anything?
I'm trying to think.
That's questions either really joyful or really sad. So have you ever won
You
anything?
need to get yourself on the mic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure actually. That's not plugged in, is it? There we go. No, I used to play a lot of sports growing up, so I think something football related, rugby related. I was in a pipe band for about 10 years. We did a lot of stuff. I did a lot of competitions. What else did I do? A lot of tattoos abroad. That was quite fun, but didn't really win anything. It was, we won competitions, but it was never like, nothing too crazy.
Okay. And it's quite, I guess you're in a whole pipe band. That's a long acceptance speech.
It's not just me that's winning it either. There's like 40 other people.
That's like when they win something in the Oscars, when they bring the whole team up and then they just stand there and I'm like, that's a shame. You've brought them up and they're just like waving at their mum from the
when
background.
They brought them all up and then they didn't actually win.
Oh my God,
La
that's
La
right.
Land, and then they all had
Land.
to get booted off the stage to let Moonlight up.
Brutal.
That was great,
but also quite funny.
That was hilarious. I actually watched that live because of the time difference in New Zealand, and it was the end of the Oscars, and I nearly had switched it off my laptop, and I wasn't looking at it, and then I heard the sort of like shock, and I was like, "What's?" And I looked, and then I saw the whole thing happen, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
I saw the slap live.
Did you?
I saw the Will Smith slap live, and I don't think.
What did you think? Did you?
I thought it was a skit.
Yeah.
I thought it was a skit. I didn't think it was real. And then obviously it was real, but it wasn't until the next day. So I was so tired and I kind of I'd fallen asleep and woken back up and just saw that particular bit. And then, and that was quite near towards the end of whatever I was waiting for. And then it wasn't until the next day I realised, oh God, that was like not a skit. Yeah. It was kind of weird.
Absolutely crazy.
It was quite still a bonkers thing.
I remember seeing the clip. Like I didn't watch it live, and it seemed like a skit. I think because Chris Rock is so calm.
Yeah, he's
credit
so calm.
to him. Like I think he's just like, what's happening? So then you think, oh, it must be a joke and whatever, or it's a fake slap. And then when it's like, get my wife's name out your fucking mouth, you're like, oh my God,
so strange.
They just become all unhinged when they're that famous. I think they just become all a bit psychopathic.
And he's been like barred from the Oscars. That's hilarious. I have been to the Oscars, not to the actual ceremony, although I did apply to be a seat filler.
Did you?
Yes, because when I was staying in LA, they had the Oscars was on, obviously, on a number of occasions, but I never got to be the seat filler. But I did go and do the red carpet thing.
Oh, did you?
And like just watch them all coming in and
watch the real people go in. Did you go, wow, that's
watch
so cool. And you're like, this will be me one day.
This will be me
when
one
I know
day.
I can't fail.
When I can't fail. Oh, I would love it. And I would want something, like I would win for something gritty. I feel like
a real life gritty,
like a Charlize Theron,
go full method character,
so that everybody knows that I deserved it. Nothing frivolous,
full
nothing
like Heath Ledger, Joker,
transformation.
You'd never be the same afterwards.
Oh no, I'd be traumatized.
So you're doing that, and I'm out here robbing a bank.
You're robbing a bank,
running really fast.
Maybe I would have played you.
Maybe here we go.
I could play you.
Me robbing the bank
and getting away with it, and
then winning the gold at the 100 meters.
100 meters,
with it, outdoing the men, and then
running past all the men. It'd be great. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to our joyful journeys. We've got some content coming, sketches, backstage lives, and every fortnight the podcast will drop. We will still have our special guests. But we're just going to try and bring you a little bit more joy.
More exciting things. Got a lot of exciting plans. If you have any suggestions for joyful journeys that you think we should do, fun things that we can try to bring us joy, we would love to hear that. So I think you can message us on Instagram, leave a comment on the YouTube.
You can email us at joyagenda@gmail, joyagendapod, I think it is.
Okay.
At
just
gmail.com.
try a few and see what comes back.
I'll figure it out. I'll put it in the description. How about that? We'll put it in the description. You can give us a little email or slide down to the DM. Slide on in. It'll be grand.
Yeah.
We're Joy Agenda on TikTok, at JJ Laughs on Instagram.
At It's Hannah Campbell on Instagram.
And we are so looking forward to bringing you our first guest and our sketches and everything else that we've got in the pipeline. So thank you for continuing to listen.
Yes, thank you.
And become a watcher as well.
Watch us on YouTube. See what we look like.
All the bits that we don't cut out because we can't afford the 2 edits.
Watch the whole thing.
Warts and all. Thank you very much. Huge thanks to producer Ewan and Monkey Barrel Studios. And we will see you very shortly with the new Joy Agenda, the series. Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.